My name is Christina. Hunger is a silent killer, oftentimes going unnoticed by the rest of the world. By participating in a 30-hour famine, our mission is to raise awareness of this all too prevalent issue and eliminate world hunger. With 26,000 children dying each day and 840 million going to bed hungry each night, 30 hours can and does make a difference. Every little bit counts, as some survive off of as little as $1 a day. No one deserves to be hungry, especially when there is an abundance of food in this world. The world produces enough food to provide each individual with a diet of 3,000 calories a day. It is the sad truth that this food is not made available to everyone. Even I, knowing about the poverty in the rest of the world, oftentimes take for granted all that I have. Living in America, we have a myriad of opportunities within our reach and food readily available for our consumption. Still, we have all used the expression, "I'm starving," but most of us have never experienced real hunger. By working together, we can give the less fortunate a fighting chance.
Christine just told us that 26,000 children under the age of 5 die each day. We just got this notice from World Vision, and that tells us that 26,000 children is the equivalent of 300 school buses. Think about it. 300 school buses each day, 85 kids per bus. That's the equivalent of 61 Boeing 747s carrying 425 passengers. There you go, 61 747s.
Deep in the center of the American suburbs lives a 15-year-old girl named Jenny. By all appearances, she's an average, healthy high school student. But at the heart of her tragic story, we find circumstances that are widespread across her peer group around the country. Jenny awakens every morning in her room, alone, upon only a twin-sized bed. Her requests to her parents for a larger, newer bed continue to fall on deaf ears. Even her cries for bed linens with a higher thread count go unanswered. Annie lives with her grandmother and 2 little sisters in a one-room mud hut that has been badly damaged by storms. She sleeps on a grass mat on the hard dirt floor. There is only one blanket for everyone to share. At breakfast, Jenny usually has to fight with her siblings to get the last Pop-Tart in the pantry. On the day she loses the battle, she is forced to eat cereal and fresh fruit. The drive to school every day creates yet another clash with siblings, this time for the coveted location in the car known as shotgun in the front passenger seat. Even when Jenny is victorious, she finds herself cold, as the leather seats of her family's BMW lacks seat warmers. To make matters worse, Jenny's mother makes frequent attempts at carrying on an actual conversation with her daughter, unleashing a barrage of small talk upon Jenny from the driver's seat. Annie and her sisters work in the fields to help their grandmother grow corn for their meals. In Jenny's closet, one will find a serious lack of brand names sewn into her dozens of shirts, jeans, and dresses. Shockingly, she was even made to choose just one purse from Fendi, Gucci, or Louis Vuitton while at the mall with her mother. Annie and her sisters have 2 dresses each, and none of their clothes fit them well. They have holes and are threadbare in some places. Finding herself in yet another no-win situation, Jenny does her best to remain brave while choosing between tap water and wholesale bottled water to wet her parched mouth. When Annie and her sisters do find water in the dry riverbeds, it's usually dirty from cows, donkeys, and other animals drinking from the same water hole. There are also countless bacteria and other microorganisms in the water that could make them very sick.
Where you live should not determine whether you live.
Last year, kids like me raised over $12.2 million here in America.
We have so much more than people living in other parts of this world, and I'm trying not to take that for granted.
I didn't expect it to be so harsh.
This is what real poverty is. This is people who we would judge as suffering and hopeless, but they certainly weren't hopeless.
This is a desperate situation. We have to be working to help these people.
We've come here for 12 days and we've traveled all over the countryside.
In LaCory, there had been a drought, and so these people had no food. So this was the first step that World Vision takes.
They distribute the food. They get 2 buckets of food for a family for a month. I've seen all types of World Vision projects.
They're just so proud of it, and they want to show you everything that they've done. It's incredible.
Coming on this trip made a difference in both my life and the children's lives.
We all went to a school, and there were some kids who needed sponsors there. And to them, this is their life. If they didn't have that sponsorship, they wouldn't be able to go to school. They'd have to go home and work. They might not be able to eat enough even to stay healthy.
If we all come together, we can help improve these children's lives.
Literally saving a child's life.
Bring them education and food and clean water and clothing.
It's kind of a neat feeling that all of us had this child who we are going to sponsor.
Their life depends on us.
The thing that will most stand out for me, meeting the kids at the first village.
Mobs of kids that just come, it's just amazing.
Seeing the smiles on the faces.
It's just so cool.
The places that World Vision had been to, you had a good feeling when you went there. Everyone was happy. The places that World Vision hadn't been to, it was cold.
During this trip, I felt God's calling upon me, and I realized that this is what I'm called to do.
Now I know that it's worth every ounce of effort.
World Vision provides hope and assistance to approximately 100 million people in nearly 100 countries.
The 30-hour famine began in 1992, the same year I was born. Since then, the number of children who die has reduced from 42,000 to 26,000 each day. 3.3 million children are sponsored through World Vision. Here's one that you sponsored. Her name is Shrey. In Haiti, World Vision served 3,400 children through school renovations, schoolwork distributions, and training sessions for teachers.